Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Shy, but you can call me Shadowcat as the channel name suggests, and today we're watching Clue. I think that this movie is going to be a lot of fun. My initial assumptions are that it's going to be very camp. I really love a campy movie. Camp is the best. I'm expecting this movie to be a classic whodunit kind of movie. At least that's what the board game lends itself to. I really like the board game. One of the things that I really like about it is that you can only make one guess. If you are right, you win. If you're wrong, you're out of the game. Which seems like a basic and potentially obvious game making decision, but I think that it makes for some really fun, intense gameplay because nobody wants to be wrong if they're going to be making a guess, because there are ramifications for that. I actually own a special edition of the game, so I'm gonna go run and get it really quick to show you guys. So we have Clue, the Zelda's Collector's Edition. Unfortunately, it doesn't get played as much as I wish it did, because unfortunately it's not really a game that lends itself to two players very well. I think it's one of those games that you have to like wait for friends to be over to play it, but I really love it. Not me just geeking out about my Clue, but I want to show you guys some of the pieces. They have a lot of fun murder weapons like the Master Sword, a fairy bow, boomerang, hookshot, etc. And I can't hold them all at once in my hand clearly, but these are the characters that you can be. And here's the board. It has places like Kokiri Forest and Lost Woods. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but this is not an unboxing, it's a reaction, so I'm gonna put this away. When Knives Out came out a couple of years ago, I learned that I really do appreciate a good whodunit film, so I'm looking forward to this one, and I don't want to waste your time anymore. I already gave you a full ass unboxing, so let's just get into the movie. Actually really excited for this. I just think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I also think it's going to be a movie that just doesn't take itself too seriously. He came prepared for this. New England, 1954. Okay.
You have your instructions. Everything all right, Mrs. Ho?
Dinner will be ready at 7:30.
So this is going to be like a dinner party? A classic dinner party where somebody gets murdered?
It is Colonel Mustard, isn't it?
No, that's not my name. My name is...
You may well feel obliged to my employer for the use of an alias.
His employer? Clearly you did a very poor job eating the poop off of your shoe if every single person can smell it.
Yvette, would you attend to the Colonel and give him anything he requires? Do come in, madam.
Do you know who I am?
Only that you are to be known as Mrs. White.
Yes. It's
interesting.
Ah,
oh.
Can I introduce you? Mrs. White, this is Yvette, the maid. I see you know each other.
Interesting. So there's like bad blood there, maybe?
Hello.
The photo is hilarious. She's just ditching her car there.
Thanks.
Where are you going?
Hill House, off Route 41.
That's where I'm going. I got a letter like this.
Interesting. I wonder why these people were contacted.
And this is Mrs. Peacock. Yvette, will you go and check that dinner will be ready as soon as all the guests have arrived?
I feel like I should be writing these names down.
Is this the right address to meet Mr. Body?
Sit! No, not you, sir.
What a godforsaken place.
Professor Plum. And Miss Scarlett, I didn't realize you were acquainted.
Professor I already forgot what he said. Hopefully he'll repeat it.
Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet. You'll have realized that nobody here is being addressed by their real name.
I'm a fan of the chef.
You'll find your names beside your places. Is this place for you? Oh, indeed, no, sir. I'm merely a humble butler. What exactly do you do? I battle, sir.
So is this for our host?
No, sir, for the seventh guest, Mr. Body.
I thought Mr. Body was our host.
Okay, so I'm assuming Mr. Body's the one that's murdered, maybe? How awkward.
Well, someone's got to break the ice, and it might as well be me. I have absolutely no idea what we're doing here, or what I'm doing here, or what this place is about. And oh my, this soup's delicious, isn't it?
You say you are used to being a hostess as part of your husband's work?
Then I forgot we're not supposed to say who we really are, though.
Oh, true.
Betsy, I don't know why.
Washington, so you're a politician's wife.
Yes, I am.
Well, come on then. Who's your husband?
So what does your husband do?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Afraid I'm a little bit accident prone.
Oh, watch it.
So what do you do in Washington, D.C., Mr. Green?
Perhaps he doesn't want to get acquainted with you.
We'd just be sitting here in an embarrassed silence.
Are you afraid of silence, Mrs. Peacock? You seem to suffer from what we call pressure of speech.
We?
Well, you're a doctor.
I am, but I don't practice.
Practice makes perfect.
No, I work for a branch of, WHO, the World Health Organization.
You're not going to mention the coincidence that you also live in Washington, D.C.?
How did you know that?
Oh.
Does this mean that you live in Washington, too?
Are they all from Washington?
It's a government job.
Yeah.
And the rest of us all live in a government town. Anyone here not earn their living from the government one way or another?
That's really interesting.
May I take your bag? No. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Body?
You can take that away, honey.
Like, Mr. Body is the one that's getting murdered 100% for sure, right?
Well, I believe we all received a letter. As a Mr. Body will bring to an end a certain long-standing, confidential, and painful financial liability.
No thanks, Yvette.
Now, how did you know her name?
We know each other. Don't we, dear?
Forgive
Sir.
my curiosity, Mr. Can I interest any of you in fruit or dessert? In that case, may I suggest we adjourn to the study for coffee and brandy? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm instructed to explain to you what you all have in common with each other. Care to do the honors, Mr. Body? I think so. You've never identified yourself to them, I believe.
It's a hoax. I suggest we all leave.
I'm sorry.
What? What? Nah. Mr. Body's off to get murdered.
You can't get out that way.
Why not? It's only glass.
Ladies and gentlemen, you all have one thing in common. You're all being blackmailed.
Ridiculous. I mean, nobody could blackmail me. My life is an open book. I've never done anything wrong.
As everyone here is in the same boat, there's no harm in my revealing some details. Professor Plum, you were once a professor of psychiatry, specializing in helping paranoid and homicidal lunatics. His license to practice has been lifted. You know what doctors aren't allowed to do with their lady patients?
Yeah?
Well, he did.
Oh, how disgusting.
Yes.
My husband is a paid consultant. There is nothing wrong with that.
Not if it's publicly declared. If the payment is delivered by slipping used greenbacks in plain envelopes under the door of the men's room, how would you describe that transaction? But you've been paying blackmail for over a year now to keep that story out of the papers.
But I did what I'm being blackmailed for.
What did you do?
I run a specialized hotel and a telephone service which provide gentlemen with the company of a young lady.
What's the phone number?
So how did you know Colonel Mustard works in Washington? Is he one of your clients?
Certainly not.
I was asked.
That sounds like a confession to me. In fact, the double negative has led to proof positive. I'm afraid you gave yourself away.
Are you trying to make
Yeah, I think you're doing it yourself.
Colonel Mustard visiting a house of ill fame? Most soldiers do.
Oh my god, this guy. Get out of here.
Mrs. White, You've been paying our friend the blackmailer ever since your husband died under, shall we say, mysterious circumstances.
He had threatened to kill me in public.
Why would he want to kill you in public?
I think she meant he threatened in public to kill her.
Was that his final word on the matter? What did he do for a living?
Nuclear physics.
What was he like?
He's a rather stupidly optimistic man. I mean, I'm afraid it came as a great shock to him when he died, but he...
But he was your second husband. Your first husband also disappeared.
But that was his job. He was an illusionist.
But he...
I'm not going to wait for Wadsworth here to unmask me. I work for the State Department, and I'm a homosexual. I feel no personal shame or guilt about this.
You shouldn't. It is also the 50s, I forgot.
Well...
What's your little secret?
His secret? He's the one who's blackmailing you all.
Is that necessary, Mrs. Pike?
You'll never tell the police.
Then I have evidence in my possession, and this conversation is being tape recorded.
Okay. So now there's a motive to kill him, and they all have a reason to want him to die.
Who can guess what's in here? Huh? Open them.
Are these gonna be weapons?
What's this for?
You each have a lethal weapon.
Okay.
If you denounce me to the police, you will also be exposed and humiliated. If one of you kills Wadsworth now, no one but the 7 of us will ever know. The only way to avoid finding yourselves on the front pages is for one of you to kill Wadsworth.
Mr. Body.
Stand back! Come here!
Yeah.
You see, somebody tried to grab the gun from me in the dark and the gun went off. Look, there's a bullet hole here in the wall. See that?
How did he die?
I don't know. Maybe he was poisoned.
I had to stop her from screaming.
Okay. So we know that the murder weapon is not a gun. I feel like that doesn't give us too much information though.
You locked me up with a murder, you idiot! One of you is the killer!
How did you know he said that?
Well, why were you screaming in here all by yourself?
Because I am frightened, me too. I also drink the cognac.
Come back to the study with us.
With the murder.
I have no good guesses at this point. I feel like the movie has done a good job at setting them all up as viable candidates for being the murderer.
This is absolutely terrible. It's not what I'd intended.
So you're not the butler?
In fact, I was his butler.
So if he told you to invite us all to his house, why did he arrive late?
In fact, I wrote the letters. It was all my idea.
Wait a minute,
Please sit down, everyone.
Aww.
But it was not his untimely death this evening that brought my employment with him to an end. When my wife, she too is being blackmailed by this odious man who now lies dead before us.
Sorry. This is ridiculous. If he was such a patriotic American, why didn't he just report us to the authorities?
To good use and make a little money out of it. What could be more American than that? At least my wife was.
So he also has
She
a
had
motive
friends who were
then.
socialists.
Oh, how dare they?
The best way to do it, and to free all of you from the same burden of blackmail, was to get everyone face to face, confront Mr. Body with his crimes.
Nothing's explained. We still don't know who killed him.
But the point is we've got to find out in the next 39 minutes.
39 minutes. I wonder if they actually, in 39 minutes, this will be solved. I'm gonna pay attention to the time.
Only the cook. The cook!
She's not here.
Well, not for us. We have to find out who did this. We can't take fingerprints.
Hey, who would want to kill the cook?
Dinner wasn't that bad.
How can you make jokes at a time like this? If I was the killer, I would kill you next.
Oh?
a strange thing to say in this circumstance.
How many husbands have you had?
Mine or other women's?
Yours.
5.
5.
Yes, just the 5.
Look, I suggest we take the cook's body into the study.
Look! What? The body's gone!
Who would have had time to move the body? I guess I should be paying extra close attention to who's in the scene and who's not.
Dead. He was. At least I thought he was. But
Maybe Mr. Body killed the cook.
Yes!
how?
Is there no girl's room in the hall?
Oui, oui, madame.
I'm afraid those are the negatives to which Colonel Mustard earlier referred.
Oh, my God. They are my pictures, and I'd like them back, please.
No, I'm afraid there's something in them that concerns me, too.
Nobody can get into that position.
Let me show you.
Get off me. No.
No, he's bleeding from his head.
Blood on your hands.
I didn't do it! Well, that's what we call overkill. What we call psychotic.
Unless he wasn't dead before.
What? There's no need to shout!
Is that the candlestick? The door?
I'm shouting!
Why is it there?
Oh. Careful, don't get blood on the sofa. Now, Mr. Body.
Look, we still have all these weapons. And look it, there's a homicidal maniac about.
I think
Good
that's a
idea.
good idea.
I have an idea. We'll throw it away.
Good idea.
Good idea.
Wonderful, right away.
Brilliant.
Ooh, who are you?
Can we help? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb the whole... My car broke down out here, and I was wondering if I could use your phone.
Bad timing.
Very well, sir.
Where is it?
What, the body?
The phone. What body?
But there's no body.
Where's the key?
The key to the cupboard with the weapons.
Do you still wish me to throw it away?
Yes!
Okay, no, you're gonna... This is gonna be the wrong key. I feel like that's gonna be the key that he just locked that guy in.
What now?
Wadsworth, let me out.
We're all in this together now.
If you leave, I'll say that you killed them both.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Anybody else want a whiskey?
Yeah.
All right, Wadsworth, am I right in thinking there is nobody else in this house? Yes or no?
No.
No, there is or no, there isn't?
Yes.
How can we throw him outside in this weather?
The police will be here by then, and there are 2 dead bodies.
Okay, no, everyone's accounted for, I think.
I suggest we handle this in proper military fashion. We split up and search the house.
If we split up into pairs, whichever one of us is left with a killer might get killed.
Then we would have
Yeah.
discovered who the murderer is. What choice have we?
None.
I suppose you're right.
Ready? The 2 shortest together. The next 2 shortest together. Agreed?
Okay. Does anybody else have one that short? Oh, her. Okay, so this is Professor Plum and Miss Peacock, I think. Okay, so the key that the butler threw, I'm assuming, or I have a feeling it's the key that he used to lock the door, but if it's not, maybe someone tries to go outside at a point to get it.
I'm sure there's no one up there.
Then you go in front.
All right.
Well, ladies first.
No, you...
Well, what are you afraid of? A fate worse than death?
No, just death. Isn't that enough?
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Shall I come in with you?
No. I mean...
Go on. I'll be right behind you.
Is anybody in here?
Just look out!
Are you hiding?
What room's this?
Search me.
Right?
It's off me.
He just jumps at any opportunity, doesn't he?
Oh, behind one of those curtains.
You look. I'll search the kitchen.
I'm in this big house, and I've been locked into the lounge. There's a whole group of people here having some sort of party. One of them is my old boss from...
Oh my goodness. So, was that planned as well, this encounter? Okay. I have no idea who this is, but right now, I have suspicions about Colonel Mustard. Because why did he split up with Scarlett for a little bit and say that he'll go check the kitchen? I don't know. This movie is doing a great job at making them all seem very suspicious, though.
Should we see where it leads?
God!
The door's locked! I know! Then unlock it! Where's the key?
Maybe he threw away the key. So maybe he still has the keys, or the key to the weapons. So it could be the butler.
Doing our best!
Oh!
Oh, please! I've been shot.
Come out! The deli's open!
You know, you could have killed us! I could have been...
No!
It's not the same gun!
From the cupboard?
But it was locked! Unlocked!
How did you know that you could get at the gun?
I didn't. I think I would break it open, but...
Oh my god, this house is so creepy.
I'm going to open it. The key.
Good evening, sir.
Is this cop also going to have some connection to everyone else?
Can I come in and use your phone?
You may use the one in the, you could use the one in the... would you be kind enough to wait in the, library? It's a chandelier. It fell down, almost killed us. Would you like to come this way, please, sir? Please help yourself to a drink, if you'd like. Just in case.
Just in case of what? Would you hold on, please?
Let me out of here! You have no right to shut me in! I'll book you for false arrest and murder!
What do you mean?
I just said it so you would open the door.
Why is J. Hoover on your phone? I didn't know. He's on everybody else's. Why shouldn't he be on mine?
What's going on here? Mind if I look around?
Sure. You can show him the dining room, the kitchen, the...
I'll show you the dining room, or the kitchen, or the ballroom.
Come on.
What's going on in those two rooms?
Officer, I don't think you should go in there.
Why not?
Oh my goodness. That is commitment. A level of commitment I would not have. I could not do. I'd rather be booked for murder.
Excuse me. This man's drunk. You're not gonna drive home, are you?
Oh, we'll get him a car.
A long black car.
A limousine.
Oh my god, sir.
I can explain everything.
Don't worry, there's nothing illegal about any of this.
Are you sure?
Of course, this is America.
I see.
It's a free country, don't you know that?
I didn't know it was that free.
If I could take you up. We're running out of time. Only 15 minutes before the police come.
Let's get on with it. Monsieur?
I mean, he said that he was... Oh? He said that he was searching the kitchen. Hadn't he already, like, wouldn't he be able to already find this stuff?
Don't you touch me!
Shut the door. Did anyone recognize you?
They know every inch of my body.
It's you!
What?
I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that I'm in danger. Hello?
What?
What's this? Another door?
That level of indifference. Ouch.
2 murders.
I thought I heard a gun.
So did I.
The murderer must have run out.
3 murders.
6 altogether.
Very well. I know who did it. Follow me. By step. At the
Yes,
start
please
of the
do.
evening, Yvette was here by herself. I was in the hall. Then I hurried across to the kitchen. And then...
Yes?
I asked you for your coat, and I recognized you as Colonel Mustard, and I prevented, and I ran across the hall to the library. And the doorbell rang, and Mrs.
Oh my god, this is so much fun.
There was a rumble of thunder and a crash of lightning. And Mrs. Peacock sat here, and Professor Plum sat here, and Mrs. White sat here. The point is, blackmail here, and Colonel Mustard, and Mrs. White. I'm getting there, I'm getting there. Surprise packages from presents. Mr. Body, switch out the lights.
Is somebody gonna be murdered when he turns back on?
Oh, grand. Mr. Body lay on the floor.
Okay.
Expired, and the gunshot was intended to kill him, not me. The bullet grazed his ear.
Already, so whoever grabbed the gun from me in the dark was trying to kill him.
You said maybe it's poisoned. Mr. Green. One of us wasn't here. Maybe one of us was murdering the cook. Who wasn't here with us? Picked up the dagger, run down the hall, and the murderer ran back down the secret passage to the study. What? How did you know?
What I don't understand is why was the cook murdered? She had nothing to do with Mr. Body.
The cook and Yvette were his accomplices. Before he could blackmail anyone, Mr. Body had to discover their guilty secret. I know that the cook had worked for one of you.
Who?
You recognized Yvette, didn't you? Don't deny it.
What do I knew Yvette? My husband had an affair with her, but I didn't care. I wasn't a jerk.
And you also knew her, sir. Look, we came back from the study with Yvette. Mr. Body was on the floor, pretending, and we realized there was only one other person in the house. One of us slipped through the same secret passage back to the study.
Oh my god, this is so much fun.
The murderer came out of the secret panel, picked up the candlestick. The murderer crept up behind him and killed him. Stop that! And we put the weapons in the cupboard, locked it, and ran to the front door. I didn't throw the key away. I put it in my pocket, and someone could have taken it out of my pocket and substituted another.
Colonel Mustard has a top-secret Pentagon job.
What is your top-secret job, Colonel?
I can tell you. He's working on the secret of the next fusion bomb. Everyone here tonight was either Mr. Body's victim or accomplice. Everyone who has died gave him vital information about one of you.
I stole essential Air Force radio parts, and I sold them on the black market.
The cop was from Washington. He was on my payroll.
And the singing telegram girl?
She was my patient once. I had an affair with her.
Let's put her in the study with the others.
How did the murderer know about them all?
First, the murderer needed to get the weapons. And then we all followed Colonel Mustard's suggestion. And one of us got away from his or her partner and hurried to the study. The murderer went to the cupboard,
unlocked it with the key, took out the wrench, got the gun, and shot the door open. Bang! And then the doorbell rang.
Good evening. Have you ever given any thought to the kingdom of heaven?
Go away!
And the murderer switched off the electricity. Oh, my God. Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you. You're a bit late for that.
The one person who wasn't with us. Yvette.
Yvette!
She heard the gunshot. She thought he was dead. And while we all examined the bullet hole, she crept into the study. We all ran to the kitchen to see the cook. Yvette hid in the study to check that Mr. Body was dead.
Why did she do it?
Was it because she was acting under orders from the person who later killed her?
Who? It was her employer, Miss Scarlett.
That's a lie.
Is it?
How could I have known about the secret passage?
Yvette told you. Then, in the dark, you got the lead pipe and the rope, strangled Yvette, opened the front door, recognized the singing telegram from her photograph.
You've no proof.
Turn out your pockets.
Brilliantly worked out, Wadsworth. I congratulate you.
Me too.
Shut up!
There's one thing I don't understand.
My business is secrets. And Yvette found them out for me. Of Colonel Mustard's fusion bomb. Professor Plum's UN contacts. Like all members of the oldest profession, I'm a capitalist. And I'm going to sell my secrets. Yours.
We could expose you. 6 murders.
I hardly think it will enhance your reputation at the...
And it's no good blackmailing me, madam. I have no more money.
And neither do I.
Except you, Wadsworth. You, as a mere butler, have no access to government secrets.
Not so fast, Miss Scarlett. I do have a secret or two. There are no more bullets left in that gun.
There was only one shot that got the chandelier. That's 1 + 2 + 1 + 1.
Even if you were right, that would be 1 + 1 + 2.
Shut up! Point is... Oh! Ah!
Mr. Hoover is an expert on Armageddon.
Wow.
Wadsworth.
As I was trying to tell you, there are no bullets left in this gun, you see? Yes.
That's how it could have happened. But how about this?
On the head with the lead pipe. There, coming out of the library. The doorbell rang. It was a singing telegram.
But Colonel Mustard wasn't in the cellar.
No. But you were.
Why would I have murdered all the others?
Obviously, in case Mr. Body had told him about you.
There's no proof.
The gun is missing.
This is so fascinating. I love how they're giving alternative endings.
Whoever has the gun is the murderer.
Very well.
Like, what a unique way to do one of these movies.
But it seems why should the police come? Nobody's called them.
You mean?
That's right. Leave quietly one at a time and pretend that none of this has ever happened. In fact, I think we all owe you a vote of thanks. For she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly good fellow, for she's a jolly...
There's still one thing I don't understand.
One thing.
Who was Mrs. Peacock taking bribes from?
A foreign power.
Is there going to be a cover-up?
Isn't that in the public interest?
But is the FBI in the habit of cleaning up after multiple murder?
Yes.
Oh, Mrs. Peacock. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay, take her away. Wadsworth, we got her.
We always get our man.
Mrs. Peacock was a man?
Okay. So those both didn't happen. Here's what really happened. Okay. This is so much fun. Oh my god, I'm loving this.
Professor Plum, you knew that Mr. Body was still alive.
Even psychiatrists can tell the difference between patients who are alive or...
That's how you were able to kill him later, unobserved.
You don't expect us to believe that, do you?
I expect you to believe it. You killed the cook.
Sitting here, Mrs. Peacock told us that she was eating one of her favorite recipes.
And monkey's brains are not often to be found in Washington, D.C. You separated from Miss Scarlett, crossed the hall, opened the cupboard, entered the lounge through the secret passage, killed the motorist with a blow on the head. Like that!
Not so incredible as what happened next. After we all split up again, I went upstairs with you.
Yes, you hurried downstairs and turned off the electricity and throttled Yvette. You were jealous that your husband was stopping Yvette.
I hated her so much. Flames.
And under cover of darkness, crossed to the library, where she hit the cop whom she'd been bribing on the head.
true.
The gun is missing. Whoever's got the gun shot the girl.
I shot her. I know. So I choose to expose myself.
Please, there are ladies present.
You're Mr. Body.
Wait a minute! So who did I kill?
My butler. Saved me a lot of trouble. Now there's no evidence against me.
But the police will be here any minute. You'll never get away with this, any of you.
Nobody's called them. Leave quietly one at a time and forget that any of this ever happened. Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not.
This movie is wild.
FBI. That phone call from J. Edgar Hoover was for me.
So many twists.
Okay, Chief, take him away. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
Oh my goodness. This was so much fun. And I feel like this is gonna have a lot of replay value. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. I said it in the intro, but I'm going to reiterate it again. I really love campy movies. They're just so much fun. They don't take themselves too seriously. They're light, they're hokey, and they're just conducive to a really good, fun, chill, lighthearted time. And I appreciate that. Not everything has to be serious. And quite frankly, I find there to be something of an art of making something that is cheesy, yet still very, very enjoyable, and enjoyable because it's cheesy, at least in part. The alternative endings is something that I could see audiences being a little bit turned off by that because maybe they felt cheated out of an experience. But I thought it was a lot of fun. Regardless of who you thought was behind the murders, you get to feel vindicated because you were partially right. And I can see why audiences might have found that cheap if they did, but I personally had a good time with it. And I also just love how they had 3 different believable versions of events, but the last real telling of what happened was one where every single person was guilty. I don't know. I found it fun. I was convinced at a point that the Colonel had committed the murders. I think out of all of the people, the only people who I really thought it could be was maybe the butler and probably the Colonel. Like, those were my 2 guesses. I like how they named each of the characters in the movie off of the characters in the game as well. Like, I love how that was ported over. And I think that they did a really good job establishing all of the characters and who they are, and we got a lot of really, really fun dynamics with this group of characters. Like, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a lot of fun. I think it was Mr. Green who ended up being the undercover FBI agent, and I love how they had him say at the end the room in which the murder happened, the murder weapon, and who killed Mr. Body, because obviously if you're familiar with the game, that is how you're supposed to present your case if you think that you have the answer. I wonder if at any point during the making of this film they intended to only have one murderer. And so a part of me wonders if having all of the characters play a part in the murder or in the murders was to maintain the sanctity of the board game or something. Like, they didn't want audiences to walk away thinking that one character is more important or more this or more that or more canonically a murderer over the others, and so they decided, let's just make them all murderers. Regardless of their decision for why they did that, I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like whodunit films in general have kind of a monumental task of making everyone seem like a candidate and nobody seem like a candidate, and having things secretly happen in the background without having the audience be able to clue in immediately what is happening. So you want to delude the audience a little bit, but you also want them to be able to go back and watch it and be able to see these things play out. And I feel like that's a difficult balancing act, and I think that they did a really, really nice job with it. Okay, so I'm looking online right now, and it appears that the 3 endings were actually just like alternative endings that you got in theaters. Like, you didn't get the, oh, but it could be this ending or it could be this ending. Like, you just got your one ending, and so that's kind of a fun concept. Apparently, from what I'm reading, it didn't play well with critics, which is a bummer, but that's really fun. But I also did enjoy the way that they edited it together for home audiences, I guess, with having all 3 endings available and having the last ending be, they all did it, you know? So you might have seen a different ending than, say, your friends if you had watched this in theaters. That's really cool. I like that concept. I like that idea. I think it's really fascinating. If anyone who is watching this watched this in theaters when it was first released, I would love to know which ending you got. That would be really cool to know. And if you did see it in theaters, did the alternative endings somehow put you off of the experience at all? Like, did your friend or family member get a different ending that you wish that you would have gotten and you felt like cheated from the ending that you got? Like, I would love to know. That's really, really cool. Anyways, I think I'm going to cut the video here because I have rambled long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.